Welcome to the Tower & Tropical Church NFL Football Update, where I get to talk about all things NFL. Once again, brought to you by Mango Rum, because it's so good and good for you. We got a Bills fan behind me. She's lucky that they're only going up against the Giants this week, when they're going to roll on them. So we ain't going to talk about that. But we are in week 6. You know, right now there are only 2 undefeated teams, the San Francisco 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles. And there's one team that hadn't won a game. That'd be the Carolina Panthers. No big surprise there. But before we jump into this week's games, of which there are plenty of them, we are going to just say one quick thing about how the mighty have fallen. Yes, the Patriots have been clobbered the last 2 weeks, being outscored, I believe, something like 68-3. But what really, and this is coming from a Jets fan, what really cracks me up is like all you diehard Patriot fans who are now screaming for Belichick to get fired. Fire Bill, blah, 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 blah. You know what? That wasn't all about Tom Brady. I know Tom Brady was a big part of winning 6 Super Bowls, getting Super Bowl 9 times, but no other coach that I can think of is going to be able to get a team with Tom Brady into that many Super Bowls in a 10-year period. So you know what? Cut him some slack. Let's see what happens next year, and just shut your pie hole. All right, so now let's go on to some of the great games we got this week. First, we're going to start off by going across the pond. We're going to go across the pond. I call that the Sunday morning shit face, if you're a football fan, because we've got the Ravens going up against the Titans. Both teams are pretty much glad to go over to England to play. The Titans losing last week, as did the Ravens. The main thing here is that the Ravens, they get the Butterfingers Award for last week when their wideouts dropped 7 passes. Count them, 7 passes. Is that going to happen again? I don't know. Probably not. I mean, they're going to be over there having, like, drinking whatever they drink over there, Guinness, and having bangers and fish and chips and a lot of spotted dick. So who am I thinking is going to win this game? I still think the Ravens are the most talented team of these two. Their offense, I thought, was going to be turning around. It really hasn't. But change of scenery is going to help. I like the Ravens to win that one. Moving on, we got the Seahawks going in Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. What's going on with this game? It's about duos. It's the Seahawks and Geno Smith and DK Metcalf, and the Bengals with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Which duo do I trust the most, to put up the most explosive plays? Well, it's going to be the Bengals duo of Burrow and Chase. Burrow's finally healthy enough to really move around. Geno's good. The Geno Metcalf combo is good, but they can't keep up with the gigantic advantage that the Bengals have. I think they're starting to really get their shit together. I like the Bengals to win that one. Look for that one to be a shootout. And in a battle of AFC South leaders, we've got the Indianapolis Colts going into Jacksonville to take on the Jags. The Colts, they've got some bad news, and Anthony Richardson is going to be out for 4 games with a bad shoulder. So they go to Uncle Rico to be their QB. But they do get back Jonathan Taylor, and last week Zach Moss ran for 150 yards. So, you know, they're going to run the football. They're not going to be throwing it all over the yard. Meanwhile, with the Jags, they come back from England after winning 2 straight. Only person on that team hotter than their running back Travis Entwine is their QB, Trevor. I got my golden locks, Lawrence. I like the Jags in this game, not just because they're really potent offensively, but Jacksonville has been a house of horrors for the Indianapolis Colts the last 5 years. So I like the Jags to win that one. And fresh off their destruction of the Cowboys, the 49ers are now going into Cleveland to take on the Clowns. Well, I can't even talk about how great the 49ers are, because we all know. Meanwhile, Cleveland, the Browns, they're in a rough patch now. No Chubb, he's out for the season, and their $250 million guaranteed quarterback, who has not looked anything but that, Deshaun Watson, is missing his 2nd straight game. So they're going with P.J. Walker. Yeah, that's right, that P.J. Walker. Who do you think is going to win this game? Who do I think is going to win this game? Come on, man. Niners are rolling everybody. They roll in Cleveland. That Browns stand you're going to see is going to be the Browns getting rolled in their own stadium. The NFC North leading Detroit Lions go into Tampa Bay to take on the AFC South leading Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Make no mistake, the Lions are a really good team. They are probably the 3rd or 4th best team in the NFC. However, they play much better at home than they do on the road. Meanwhile, the Bucs with Baker Mayfield, kind of like having a rejuvenation. But here's the key to this game, really, when you really think about it. The Buccaneers are going to play this game in a throwback jerseys, you know, those creamsicle orange old jerseys that they played when they first started with that stupid helmet with the hairdresser on the top. You can't look tough like that. Not when you're playing the Lions. We're going to come and knock you out. For that reason alone, I'm taking the Lions to win. And finally, the Philadelphia Eagles, the 5-0 Eagles, are going into the Meadowlands to take on my New York Jets. J-E-T-S, Jets. How's this game going to go? Well, we all know how great the Eagles are offensively and defensively, and they got that stupid-ass tush-push, which everybody seems to hate, except if you're an Eagles fan. Meanwhile, the Jets, we can't play the Broncos every week, but Zach is playing better. He's going to have to play a damn perfect game to win this one, although the Jets are catching a break, as the Eagles going to be without their super stud defensive tackle. What's his name? Jalen Carter. James Harden. No, not James Harden. Jalen Carter, he's out. The guy's been a monster in the middle, and they're also going to be without one of their best cornerbacks in Darius Slay. So that's a good news for the Jets. However, the Jets are going to be without one of their own top corners in DJ Reed and their best offensive lineman, A.J. Tucker. He is going to be out for the year. So how do I see this game going? Well, the Jets have to play a perfect game to win this one. They got to win the turnover battle. They got to score TDs in the red zone, and their special teams have to score for them. Or at least, you know, they got to get an extra possession out of them. So how do I see this game going? And the logic in me is saying take the Eagles. The hell with logic. The Jets are finally going to beat the Eagles. I don't care how they do it. Give me something random. Don't care. We got to catch a break now. And at some point, I'm going to say they're going to shock the world and beat the Eagles. So that's how I see those games going. Hey, my record last week, a very pedestrian 3-3, which makes me, I think, 19-14 for the season, but I'm still over 500. What are your picks? Let me know. Subscribe to my page. Email me, however you want to do it. But whatever you do on Sunday, watch some football, hang out with your friends, and have a great time.